We're talking details about the 2016 European Bass Conference on today's episode of Contrabass Conversations, number 229. Welcome to another episode of Contrabass Conversations, your show covering life on the low end of the spectrum. I'm your host, Jason Heath, and I want to thank you so much for tuning in. Subscribe to the podcast, share us on social, and drop us a line. We love to hear from you. And details to everything are available at our website, contrabassconversations.com. Now today, we are chatting with Ursula Dieterich-Pedersen, who's organizing the 5th European Biennial Double Bass Congress, which will be taking place in Prague this September. Ursula and I got a chance to talk recently about some of the details for this event, and you can find all of those details on their website, BASS2016.eu. Now, she begins by describing how she and her husband Jimmy got involved initially with the European Bass Congress. Here we go.
We are involved in Bass Europe since we were to our first European conference in 2008. It was in Paris.
Okay.
Yeah, we were in 10 in Berlin. And there we got involved in some, I had a stand where I sold CDs for all the presenters, just as a volunteer, just because I thought, it's like everyone has their CDs with them and they just sell them after their recital, and then if people come next day or something, they can't find the artist, they can't put them here on the table. And then we got to know the two who were responsible for the Berlin Congress, and then they said, could you be interested in doing it in Copenhagen? And we said, oh yeah, we are, but actually in 12 it should have been in London. Then suddenly they found out in 12 the Olympics also are in London, and everything will be so expensive and the one and the other thing. And then they came and said, are you still available? That was what we did. So in 12, we did it in Copenhagen. Then we tried to support the people doing it in Amsterdam in 14. But there, Bass Europe is not as old as the ISB and not as settled. So actually the concept in Amsterdam got so different from what we think is a good congress to do or convention to do, so that they continued for themselves and did their thing. But then we said, we want to make it in 14. And then we found the people in Prague that wanted to do it with us.
Yeah, it looks like quite a lineup of presenters. I was looking on the website, and you've got quite a roster of people involved.
And it is fantastic, because all the presenters people are coming to share, both getting some new knowledge, some new inspiration, but also to give to the community. It's all about the double bass community, this convention. So all the artists you see there, the musicians, are coming for free. They're coming on their own expense. They don't get any money for it, but they come because they know this is the week where I really can get some feedback on my playing from people that are as much into the issue as I am myself.
Yeah.
So this is, it's very, very special.
It's great. And it looks like we've got performances and master classes and that kind of thing. What are the various events that are happening throughout the week?
We have 5 concert halls where there's concerts every hour, recitals we call it, and it starts at the recitals because no one likes to play at 9 o'clock in the morning. So they start at 9 o'clock and continue to 5 p.m. So this we have, I think, about 60 of these recitals, and there are just from old music to the very, very newest thing with video jockey and electronic. It's so big a variation. And then we have 2 rooms where we do master classes. And then we have, for the first time in Europe, we have a research summit where we have 1 room where there's only researchers that had to get a scientific conference. They sent their papers and they got to a committee of professors who accepted them, and they really have interesting stuff to tell as well. And then we have so-called workshops or seminars. The difference is that in the workshop you are playing together with it's hands-on, but it's not a master class because the master classes is for the really high-end students.
Sure.
Yeah. But there could also be amateurs or young bassists or other people that really want to learn from these people here. And then it's workshop, and then there could be like more than one student on the scene together with the teacher. And then the seminars, there it's a bit different. There we have different teacher on one topic. So sometimes they have how did you call it? They have different views on a topic and going to discuss it.
Like a panel discussion, sort of. Yeah.
Panel discussion, right? Yes. Yeah. So this is the different things we have, and all this research and master classes and stuff. They start at 9:00 in the morning, and the recitals start at 12. Yes.
Okay. What's the space like that you're in terms of the facilities? Where is it taking place? Maybe just talk people through what the facilities are like.
Yeah, well, the facilities are so fine. Yeah, it was so surprising for we have been really happy with other facilities. Also in Copenhagen, we were in the new opera house, and it was very, very great. But in Prague, we are at the Music Academy, and it is in an old palace.
Oh wow!
So it's really Prague. It's downtown Prague in the old part of the city, and it's a huge palace where we are on 3 floors, and we will have on all the floors, we will have, because it's a palace, so there's space in the hallways, in the high ceilings. It's very, very beautiful place, historic place. So we will have the exhibitors in the hallways in front of the concert rooms, or concert halls and rooms for master classes. And then we have rented a special area for the young bassists camp. They have now you think of this palace, maybe the one of the princesses were living there, so it's en suite, 5 rooms, and the young bassist camp will be. They have really nice facilities, and then we rented maybe 35 practice rooms, because we know there's no bass player being able to be at a convention and listen for 1 week without being able to play. Right. So we have to have a lot of rehearsal rooms as well.
You've got this research component, and then you've got the young bassist program too. That's great. Has that happened in previous European bass conferences, or is that a new
No,
thing?
we have young bassist camp in Bass Europe, but we did it in the we have our conferences are in even years, and in the uneven years we have these young bassist camps.
Okay.
And for the first time now, we thought that we have to have them where it is happening. We had a young bassist competition, and that we actually got Bela Bartok once said, competition are for horses, not for musicians.
Right. Yeah.
so there were so many tears and so many there's only one winner, maybe 3, and the other ones are just disappointed, and then they don't have eyes and ears for all the other things going on. So we decided we do not want to make a competition, even if a lot of young players are going for them. But we try to make this camp here where they have their incubator in this nice princess thing, but where they also can come out and hear the recitals that are chosen for them, and then they get then they can talk to the teachers that are connected to the young bassist camp about the experience they had, and some of these people are also going to give lessons to them. So the Young Bassist Camp is both about individual lessons and group playing and playing with piano players, and so we think it's time to. They both have a little incubator, but it's also time to get them out and let them see what there is.
It's great to have it tied into the greater event, too. No, I think that's great. What age range can attend the young bassists?
We set from 7 to 19.
Okay.
Yeah, and we actually, because it's the first time we were a bit in doubt, who's going to come with parents and who do we have to care of. But we have some volunteers that also are staying at the same hostel as the Young Bassist Camp's students. So I don't think no one is sending a 7-year-old to Prague, not knowing the language or something. Right. But they could come from 10 or 12 that actually could be together in the community, because we have these volunteering adult-based students helping them 24/7.
And then in terms of exhibitors, I'm sure you have some of the more well-known bass makers coming, or some of the European shops that are there. Who's going to be there on the exhibitor side?
Like we have, of course, all the string makers, like Dario, Perestra, and Tomasa, because they are our main sponsors.
Yeah.
But then we have we have the well-known ones, mostly German, or a lot of Germans, Pöllmann and Grünert, Stoll. Then we have quite a few French ones, Chatron and Germler. Then we have an English one, Martin Penning. Then we have, we're negotiating with some of the Spanish, but they think it's a long way.
Sure.
And what is a bit of pity, and we have to find out about it, like the Eastern ones think we're too expensive. And they're just like right in the area, like the Hungarians, the Czech themselves. And we're trying to, make something with our prices that they can afford to be with us. So this is what we're negotiating right now. So I think because there's a big interest, they will be there.
Well, I was looking through the website, and the website looks beautiful, by the way. It's great, and so you can get there by plane or by train easily from various locations. And then I was looking at the various accommodations. So there's a hostel, and there are several hotels nearby that people can stay at. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Like the funny thing is about we have accommodations in a range of for 500 meters. There's 2 at the really low price end where you can stay in dormitories for maybe $10 or $12 a night. And then we have, and that's a bit of pity, the high end thing where it's $100 or something per night that are so close. If you want to be somewhere in between, like these normal standard hotels, maybe just for 60 or 70 euros or dollars, then you have to go to the new town, because we're in this old historic town center, and then you have to walk maybe a mile.
A mile. Okay, that's not bad. You don't want to walk with your base, maybe, but not bad for staying.
But we have storages for bases. It's no problem to lock the base in one of our storage rooms at the academy, and then go out. And if you want to go from the academy to all the hotels, like all price ranges in the new town, you go through the historic town, over this bridge, Charles Bridge, beautiful, and then you go through the new town. It's quite touristic, but it is very, very beautiful. So it's never, you're not going beside a motorway or something. Right. It is a nice walk.
Yeah. Well, and what a great place to have. I mean, Prague. Who doesn't want to go to Prague? And Prague in the fall. It sounds amazing. So you've got master classes and recitals during the day. Do you have some activities planned for the evening, or what's going on in the evenings?
Yeah, we will have an opening concert and a closing concert first and the last day. Yeah, and the opening concert is about Czech music and Czech players and our competition winners.
Okay.
And the closing concert will be an overview over the whole week, where I take highlights and place them there. Then the rest of the nights we have rented a room at the academy in the basement, where we have a hangout for everyone.
Good. That's great. Yeah, that's because that's one of the most important things, that you get together and you want to share and socialize. And if you're going 18 hours a day, that's a little long. So that's great. Okay, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah. So this part has to be there as well. But this is about networking, sharing, talking, socializing. So and that will be also. And we were so happy to be able to make it because normally they're not open at nights, this academy. But it's such a nice place, and we think it's. It would have been stupid to find something in a congress center or a hotel or something when it's there where we're staying and where we want to be.
Right. A beautiful palace in the old part of Prague sounds like a nice setup for sure. Where can people go online if they want to register? What do they need to do in terms of registration? How does that process work?
Yeah, the process is actually the Congress is for BASS Europe members. So the first thing you have to do, even if you're American, you have to be a member of BASS Europe. So you go on basseurope.org and get a member. And then if you have a membership number, you go to the website BASS2016.eu. And there you click on join. And then you can purchase a full week pass, which is €90. It's about $100 or $110 for like all these events. Even the evening hangout will be in it. And we're just about to set up, because I just made the negotiations with the cantina in this place ready. We will also have the possibility to purchase a food the whole day, coffee, and we made a very, very nice price, about €9 for both a warm meal in the middle of the day, and a coffee break later on. So this is so this is the two things to do, like purchasing a full week pass, and if you have a wife or some children or some other persons that want to join you, but maybe more want to go to Prague shops or to some other historic sites, they can have a companion pass for only €20, because we know it's about the bass player, and maybe there's some recitals the spouse also wants to hear. But but if you want to make it to a family experience, it's possible, and it's not too expensive. I really want to tell all amateurs, all students, all bass lovers, look at these people. And don't be afraid to contact them, maybe even before the Congress, like to make some appointments. And I know all the exhibitors will be happy to lend you basses if you want to fly over without a bass, but think, I also want to play in this group, or want to take a lesson or a masterclass at this with this musician. There will be no problem to lend a bass, and everyone really wants to help the community. There was two things maybe I want to tell you that are also special, like new. And the one is that we will have one or maybe even two physiotherapists that are used to work with bass players especially, and where you can make appointments as individual appointments with to get if you need some workout for your it's not workout, you know what I mean, like your some help if you have some issues with your back, with your legs, with your standing, with your they will help you, and they know what it is to be a bass player. And then there's a lady doing a qigong for musicians, and especially bass players. She's a bass player herself. And the last thing is we have a photographer doing portraits. We just have, I'm not really sure about the price, but I think it will be really cheap, because I know so many musicians that always have this issue with, my picture is about 5 years old, and I ask someone, and my mother took some pictures, but have this nice artistic picture of yourself, even if you're a student or musician. And that will be because the photographer says, there's so many musicians, I can do it really cheap. And so we have a studio at the place where you can make comments and get some really good pictures of you and your favorite bass.